Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the FrostBytez Gaming Experience. So, we kind of left on a cliffhanger. He found something very important that he's going to be talking with us about. What is it? Anyways, I'll sell you free some of them, sure.
True enough. I have a particular hatred for slavers.
I think everybody should.
Gao's slaving operation found its way to my home several years ago. I was away at the time, but my daughter was there. Those black-hearted bastards took my daughter, Pin Mei. They killed her for resisting them. She was my only child.
Makes sense why you're out for revenge. You got a weird bite when you get mad, though. Does not suit you.
Something precious in return. The slavers offered no such consolation.
Do they ever? Take some time to mourn your daughter. Basically, we'll just say that's what
It has been 3 years since I lost my daughter, and I have spent that time tracking down the men who took her.
And that led you all the way to Gao the Greater, and I already killed him.
Led me here to the lair of Gao the Greater. His men took my daughter, and I meant to even the score.
I mean, you technically kind of did by taking out a lot of the other slavers.
I stumbled across records that show that this goes beyond Gao. The Lotus Assassins are his primary buyers.
So we still have more work we gotta do. More reason for you to join us.
Is that so? There can be no doubt then.
Was there any doubt to begin with? And again, don't do that, dude. It doesn't look good.
I have my vengeance, but how many others have suffered as I have because of the Lotus Assassins?
Yeah, that's a great question. I can't give you that answer.
To go further with this, I would join you. Only a fool would oppose the Lotus Assassins, but two fools working together stand a better chance than one.
Goes back to an old question that I heard about where it was like, does one person that doesn't know what they're talking about know more or less than two people that don't know what they're talking about? It's a really good, like, philosophical question to think about. It'll be good to have them along. But it really gets down to the idea of, like, you know, if one person has no idea what they're talking about, is like they can only go so far before, you know, giving up. Or just saying, you know, I really just do not know what it is that I'm talking about. Whereas if you have two people, you know, the back and forth that can go on about each one of them egging each other on about what it is can really just go into a certain dynamic of its own right where it's like there's just no stopping with it, and then the theories get dumber and dumber and dumber to the point where the idea then stems from the fact that if one person doesn't know what they're talking about, they probably know more than two people that have no idea what they're talking about because they're going to talk themselves into dumber theories than what they first started off with.
To take on the servants of Death's Hand, you'll need all the help you can get.
I already told you I was going to accept you. Why are you trying to force yourself in? We're glad to have you aboard, buddy. I already said you could join. Chill out, man.
Any of your other companions.
If I could harness all that hot air, I could make a furnace to power the whole of the Imperial City. Well,
fair enough.
All the talking, I have to go make the dragonfly ready for some
if I could harness all of your glasses, I could see into next year. That was weird. The dragonfly. Oh, we got a level up too. Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and utilize this level up. Wow, we actually, so with all the new stuff that we added on, we're relatively even on just about everything. That plus 12 in mine, again, kind of one of the reasons why we don't really put too much focus into mine. Really, any of them, depending on what you put certain focus into, you're going to end up getting some payoff out of it anyways, because a lot of these gems will make up for what you lack in the first place. Let's just put it all in the body. Alrighty, so Spirit Thief's all good. The Golden Star we need to work on a little bit more. Speed increase is really good. And I think we can just leave it at that. Awesome. Things are looking really good. Zither case. What the heck is that? Whoa, an explosion. Wait, actually, no. What actually is that? It's not something for not there. Is it a plot item? It is. What is it exactly? Oh yeah, and the configuration of the horde. Oh wait, maintain for a cave, but answer called the zither designed to be placed across the lap or a table. Zither normally has strings attached. Where's all the strings of the case? Oh wait. Oh, is that something that we need to get the flyer working? Ah, probably. I don't know. But anyways, we got two parts of the iron form. Eye of the Viper. Okay, a whole bunch of other stuff. We had the wind map. That's one of the main things we had to go out and find. Strength of wood. So we just got ourselves hidden book set complete. So yeah, with these book stands, after you look at a certain amount of them, you actually can end up getting a secret technique out of it, which is kind of what we did. We just finished reading all the books to a particular set, and it gave us the strength of the wood, which gives us health +2, and yeah, the history of flight. You know, the more books you read on that, there you go. We just got 2 health because of it. Yay, yes, I guess. But no, you want to usually go out of your way and read off all the books. Because again, you get the free experience for one, which is already a gem in its own right. But then you also add in the fact that, you know, you're potentially going to be getting yourself as well free techniques out of it. You know, just free stat boost. And take it. Whoa. All right, thanks, man. I think it's a little bit creepier coming from her, though. This is really creepy. Wait, where did she even go? I'm not okay with any of this, man. Oh, dude, get me away from her. She scares me. She scares me.
Hey, much kicking and such. It really gets the blood flowing.
That is seriously the best way to word it, too. Much kicking and such.
I replaced the dust inductor. The marvelous dragonfly will cross the sky at your whim for a short way. The heavens welcome my machines, but not without considerable cajoling. If you want to fly more than a short distance, I will need an inscrutable power source.
I think that's what our little Zephyr, whatever it is we got. I have an inscrutable power source.
Ah, what wonders cling to you, my friend. There were only 2 in this whole region, and I destroyed one so Inquisitor Lim would not make off with my marvelous dragonfly.
Even though you had your own reasons for doing it, you really are a big help, man. You're awesome.
But the fools only used it for demolition. Now, here you stand with it. I will put it in the dragonfly, and it will be ready to go.
Fantastic. That's what I like to hear.
Not the ideal placement. If it shook more, the heavens might think we were afraid and take pity. This is more stable, but not as fun.
You have a weird idea of what fun is if you think, like, stableness is unfun when it comes to flying.
Very unlikely we'll crash.
Very unlikely, he says. We got plenty of reason to believe this guy. Anyways, yeah, what about Rue? He's kind of waiting to take me back.
Don't worry about that. When the marvelous dragonfly takes off, the earth shakes and the sky trembles. You can't miss it.
What if he doesn't know that it's us, though? What if he thinks it's just another set of pirates? We could be stranding this guy on this island for no reason. Let's get the hell out of here.
Everybody on board. The marvelous dragonfly is about to take flight.
Yeah, yes, a brand new flight deal. Oh, so we got rid of the... Okay, so we got... I don't even know. Anyways, we got a bunch of stuff. So, we usually evade these, but just to show off the dragonfly, I figure I might as well show it, because there is a point where you do have to do one of these. It's non-avoidable. Most of these that we can avoid, and we are going to look to avoid all of them, but we're going to do this one because we haven't utilized the dragonfly. I do believe it controls exactly the same. There's like no difference to it compared to anything else. But no, there is one of these that I do believe is unskippable, and you have to do it. Unskippable, you have to do it. I literally said the same thing for 2 different ordeals. What's it upgrade right now? Oh, the Shrieking Fury, which is a missile shooter. It's basically, it shoots and finds them and just goes like crazy. And whenever you destroy something, it gives you essentially MP back in order to utilize another one. So you could really go crazy with this. You also have the Radiant Aura if you want. We can actually utilize that just as an extra shield and look to gain some of it back by using the missile launcher. Because again, the missile launcher usually, you know, can actually pay for itself in full. I just missed like a little bit of an upgrade deal there. There we go. Easy. Give me some help, eh? Yeah, the missile can be really nice in a lot of cases. Especially because if it kills them in one hit, it'll go through and hit multiple of them. And that just gets you even more out of it. I hope I do not get randomly hit from the back, because that would actually suck looking at the kind of health that I have right now. So So yeah, the Shrieking Fury is really good because again, it's a little missile guided deal, and whenever you use it, you usually get more out of it than what you put in to using it in the first place. Because again, the planes are so small that some of them can die after one missile hit. So it gradually gives you your basically your energy MP bar back much faster. I do like this little shot because you can see what Tian's Landing looks like once again with all the water there, because we had essentially flooded old Tian's Landing to make way for new Tian's Landing.
This new flyer seems nicer than the one we took from Gal the Lesser, although I'm really only judging by how shiny it is. A poor guess, I'm sure.
Yeah, depends.
No, no. The marvelous dragonfly is superior to the amber mosquitoes I foisted on Gao. And actually, the shinier the better. The heavens like their glory reflected.
Fair enough.
A shame I can't leave it on the ground for all to see, but I'm not going through all this just to have it stripped to the frame by local brats. I'll call it back if we need it.
Good enough for me. Alrighty, well, ready.
Turn it whenever you wish to make use of it. Don't worry. It is just simpler to have it out of the way when not in use.
Basically, it's a way of explaining why they don't want to draw it into this world. Anyways, I'll speak to you when we're ready to
Now
go.
we have everything we need to follow Master Li's captors to the Imperial City. I'm eager to do so after all the resistance we've encountered.
Yeah, but before we do any of that, we got to make sure everybody's in the right mindset. So let's first off with you. How are you
I'm
doing?
trying to feel good about what happened at Gao's fortress, the lair of his pirates.
You weren't even there. It was just me and the demon
We
girl.
went looking for our master and perhaps another flyer. What we found, I was not prepared for how cruel could
So basically the idea is even though it's just you and one other person, the whole entire gang is there. You know, they're doing their part. It's just kind of done off camera. So no matter what, when you ask for their input, they're going to be like, yeah, they're going to give you the input as if they were actually there. You didn't tell me much about you before the school.
Dream of saying my experience is similar to those poor people in Gao's fortress. That lack of control. I know that well.
I'm not going to compare myself to these people, but I am going to compare myself to these
Is
people.
that on the morning I was born, the sky was red, like distant mountains were on fire. Perhaps it was dirge burning, as Zeus said.
Could be.
I believed it was an ill omen, and that stigma is why my abilities became a burden. That's why I must have been left at the school.
Why you gotta be such a Debbie
To be
Downer all the
subject to the
time?
whims of someone else just because of what you are, be you slave or outsider. Yes, I know that well.
I'm sure you do. Let's see. So
Yes, you are an outsider too, albeit one with power to change your world. I think the slaves in the pirate lair would greatly appreciate your skill in defense.
Yeah, well, they're too lazy and
that
too
would make
drunk.
great use of your confidence. You inspire me to think of the possibilities, not just the problems.
Then use that inspiration and go with it. That's
I'm
kind of like
gaining
one of the things that most people do.
appreciation for the person
Most people
overcoming.
need someone else to
Perhaps we
inspire
should
them to
always
do
notice
something.
sometime.
We should not really need that. We should be capable of inspiring ourselves into what it is that we can do. We shouldn't need to like wait and have someone else push this for us.
What do you want?
I want to learn more about you, buddy. What all have you killed? What do you think about our current situation?
What are you asking me for? You've got everything you need to make that flying machine go. So, let's go already. I'm looking forward to getting to the Imperial City. They've got the cheapest wine in all the Empire.
Why is your beard getting absorbed into your skin? Makes no sense. I thought he actually had more to say because, you know, gave the arrow over him, but apparently not. However, you, Sky, we don't know nothing about you, so let's actually learn about you, buddy. Something on my mind? Yes. Again, I don't know why you have to click continue with him all the time. It's weird. Do you have a minute?
Of course, I was just thinking about things. Gao richly deserved his death, but I'm not sure I ever really expected it to happen.
It's always like a weird feeling where it's like you never really expect something to happen, but then when it finally does, you can take pride in it, but it's like, did it actually really happen? I don't know. How does it make you feel?
I feel fine, but determined.
Here's a nice little couch, and I'll have my little chair. Just tell me how it is you feel.
Stain upon the Empire's honor.
Man, we had to click for all of it. Anyways, how'd you
Gao's
track him
slavers
down?
took my daughter, Pin Mei, and I was able to follow them. Fortunately, they didn't cover their tracks. I chased them down, trying to reach her.
Fair enough.
I was too late. Pin Mei was spirited, and I'm sure she fought them. I believe they decided she was too much trouble and killed her. 5 years old, and they ran her through.
5 years old.
I
Wow.
found her dead by the roadside and stopped my pursuit. By the time I cared to continue my chase, the slavers were long gone.
You can't hold yourself to that. Let's see here.
It's fine. Thank you for your concern, but for the most part, I've come to terms with her death.
Especially now that Gao is dead.
But why dwell on this? Gao is dead, and perhaps Pin Mei has found some peace.
But really, a 5-year-old, huh? You must have really trained her at a very young age. Let's see here.
You're right, but we have to pick our time, and now isn't it?
He's very headstrong, because that is kind of the thing. There's a time when you need to dwell on something, and there's a time when it's just not a good idea. Right now is not exactly the time. Anyways, that's all we need.
Always happy to help.
We'll learn more about him later. But yeah, again, whenever talking with him, I have to utilize the continue portion of it. I'm not exactly a big fan of that.
The way is clear to the Imperial City. You need only to speak to our mad friend Kang, and he will prepare the flyer.
Yes, but I want to see how you're doing, buddy. You're actually the first. Well, no, Dawnstar was the first ally I had, but you're the first like out of the school, friend I ever had. So yay, let's see how you're doing. Let's talk about what he said about you.
An old wound. My departure from the Lotus Assassins was not gentle for either side. My immediate companions, those who were my brothers, fell by my hand.
So you had to kill them to get out, basically.
Lim was not among them. He would have died if he was. I was labeled as the one who deserted, and I am occasionally recognized. The result is always the same.
That explains all the scars.
More death, more blood spilled. Such a waste for a hatred they cannot even understand.
That is very true.
Regret. I have no regret for killing anyone who challenged me of their own will. Death is a measurable cost of your actions. Some earn it sooner than others.
Fair enough, but if they're being ordered to and they don't want to, you never know what to do in that case.
Or should be. Some do not respect either. They have enough of one to defy the other.
That's fair. Let's see here. Why'd you leave? Enough with the death. Man, why'd you leave?
For the enforcer, the man or woman who brings death to those who have earned or otherwise deserve it. I consider that to be an honest calling.
I did some harsh things while with the Lotus Assassins, but they no longer follow a path I recognize. They are a mirror of Death's hand, and he embodies corruption.
So there's something off about this Death Hand. Which again, apparently is the guy that we are aiming for. Him and the Emperor. That's kind of like, our goal is still the same. We're still trying to figure out what's going on with the Water Dragon. It's connected to either Death's Hand or the Emperor, or both. One of them could be controlling the other. They could be working together. We're not exactly sure. Anyways, we'll follow like any other.
You have no concept of the devotion of his followers. Perhaps we will talk again when I see more of where your path will lead you.
That's very good for you. Once again, no one's going to be stopping me except for Gao the Lesser's minions, but whatever, it was earlier in the Let's Play.
And where we will find the heart of the Lotus Assassins.
Anyways, and that's really about it. And let's talk to our final guy here about his wife.
Prosperous tidings. What can humble Ho do to assist you today?
Mr. Henpeck. Anyway, why did you marry your wife if she's so difficult?
Like many things in my life, it can be traced back to very bad luck on my part. As I mentioned once before, I was a master of the drunken master style.
More than once.
I was the tournament champion in Phoenix Gate when things spun out of control. My need for wine took its toll on my body. There are long periods I don't even remember.
That's usually what happens when you get blackout drunk, my friend.
I came to, having lost most of my clothes and all my money. I was destitute, and without the ability to buy more wine, I couldn't even fight.
That's fair. It's very dangerous. What did you do?
Eventually, I found work.
Basically, we want to try and keep people in happy spirits. We don't really want to question them if they're going to be helping us on this really dangerous journey. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, basically.
That I was back in the ring. After climbing my way back to the top of the tournament, my sponsor told me it was time to fulfill my end of the bargain. Apparently, the agreement stipulated that I must marry his niece.
Oh.
If only I had read the agreement more closely.
No one does.
Be shoveling dirt in the creature cages. Alas, fate had a crueler path in mind for me. Let that be a lesson for you. Always read the fine print, or you may end up with more than you bargained for.
And that's when everybody's sitting there and they're like, oh yeah, I totally read all of it. All 70 pages of the license agreement that nobody actually reads. Anyways, that's about all we're going to get out of him. And if we head on out of the area, we can actually talk with our follower. See how she's doing.
What do you want?
Because she is also part of the team. What do you let's see. Tell me a bit about yourself.
About me? What do you want to know? You want to talk to him, don't you? The Guardian?
In this case, we're talking about you, actually. Talking about you.
I don't really know what to say.
I mean, you're kind of here,
Really
kid.
too much.
You know, when you're not in the demon form, you are technically a part of the team. We got to learn about you.
He won't let them hurt me.
Well, that's good. Who won't let who hurt you?
The evil men, the bad ones, and the other.
Who's the other?
But he says not to worry, that none of them are here now. But they follow you, which is why we've come.
Who's the other?
Now we're needed here, with you. You're the last, he says, so we have to protect you, to make sure balance is restored.
We are the last
You
spirit
hold
monk.
the amulet and can use it, unlike... Oh, he
Unlike
says I've
who?
already said too much. He doesn't like me talking about him while he's busy. Maybe we can talk again sometime? But for now, not about that.
You really do have eyes that just scream you got a demon
anything else
inside
you
you. That is a little bit much. We'll talk a bit more about it later. And now with that, since we do know where everyone's at mentally, we still got one final area we got to go visit. But for now, we are going to call it a part, ladies and gentlemen. So I do hope you enjoyed the rest of your evenings, and we'll catch you all in the next part.